Hi, everybody, and welcome to our new podcast, What is Critical Theory? My name is Dr. Tristan Cabello, and I'm the Associate Director for the Master of Liberal Arts at the Johns Hopkins University. And every year, I teach a core course that's entitled Critical Theory. Now, this course is very popular among our students, but every year, current and prospective students are asking me the same questions. What is critical theory, and how can this help me? Um, the problem is there is no easy answer to that. I know how critical theory has helped me, but it helps everybody differently. So this year, with my students, we have decided to record a podcast on the course so you can get a wide variety of perspectives and opinions before you decide to take the course or join the program. Today, I am joined by Adrianne Morales, a first year MLA student. Hi, Adrianne.
Hi, thanks for having me.
It's good to see you. So, the first question that I have for you, as I mentioned in the introduction, is um, what is your own definition of critical theory, and how has critical theory changed your perspective on the liberal arts, on your research on the world around you?
Yeah, I think so far what I've seen is critical theory is kind of like the history of thinking. It's a study
Yeah,
that kind of allows us to look at history through a lens of processes and beliefs rather than like key events that we might learn in traditional textbooks.
yeah,
I use the word lens a lot because I like to think of the theories as different styles of
yeah. It
sunglasses
is
almost.
exactly what it is, right? A
Yeah.
lens. Yeah. Hmm.
There's different colored lenses, but at the end of the day, you're looking out at the same sun, the same skyline,
Yeah,
and the different lenses just kind of give you these different colors, these different theories give you different perspectives on the topic or topics that you're looking at.
yeah.
Um, I'm based in DC, so I think of the US government a ton.
Hmm. Hmm.
And throughout the course of the semester, I've found that studying old world theories like Plato remains super relevant in today's sociopolitical dynamics. So it kind of
Yeah.
allows us to think of what aspects of his ideal republic exist today. And I think it's a lot more relevant and easy to see that people might think.
Hmm.
So I guess going back to the definition, I would say critical theory is a history of thinking, but the importance of it is how we apply it to our perspective on modern day society.
Yeah, yeah, very good. Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. And so, uh, in the course, we are exploring, I think, 13, 14 different theories. Is there one theory in specifically that force you to interrogate dominant narratives and system of power? Can you give me an example?
Absolutely. I think it's one that's been around for a while, of course, and has been in conversation greatly, especially lately.
Yeah,
But I think critical race theory is one that really stood out to me,
yeah.
particularly through the lens of W.B. Du Bois.
Hmm.
Um, his book really gave me the vocabulary,
Hmm.
not to just understand critical theory, but also to find some validity in my own experiences.
Hmm.
I'm a first generation American, so
Yeah,
that comes with a lot of identity struggles.
yeah, yeah.
And so, yeah, my entire family was born and raised in Nicaragua. So
Hmm.
I was born and raised in the US, but I grew around Nicaraguan customs and beliefs.
Yeah.
And when I lived in Miami, because I'm from there, I connected a lot to my Nicaraguan heritage. But
Hmm.
when I would go visit my family in the country, it was very clear that I was not. To them, I was
Yeah,
sort of like gringa American.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But once I went to college and I was surrounded by people who were for generations raised in Massachusetts or New Jersey, I felt so clearly un-American.
Yeah.
So to my Nicaraguan family members, I'm too American to be Nicaraguan, but in comparison to my
Yeah.
American peers, I was way too Nicaraguan to be
Yeah,
American. So Dubois really gave me the vocabulary to explain how I was feeling through his double consciousness. And it
absolutely.
was a way to explain to myself that feeling, at least.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I found that rather than a double consciousness, I kind of experienced this triple consciousness. Um, I'm American.
yeah,
I am socialized like one. I talk like one. I'm educated like one. But I'm also Nicaraguan and I eat like one and I follow the morals of one.
hmm,
Um, but the third consciousness that I found a lot of comfort in my identity is just simply as a first generation American.
yeah,
So regardless where our parents come from, all of us first generation Americans can experience like this one thing in common, which is that we're all doing this for the first time, all by
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So studying critical theory,
Yeah.
specifically critical race theory, gave me the vocabulary and perspective to understand that you can have many identities and be true to them all at once.
Yeah, absolutely. And so another student said that too. I mean, it's this idea that through those theory, also we realize that um, we are not alone, right? I mean,
Yeah,
there's a lot of people who think like us, who go through the same thing. I mean, this idea of double consciousness, which was created really for African Americans at the beginning of the century, applies to a lot of us, right? A lot of us are experimenting this double consciousness, this triple consciousness that you talk about, sometimes more, or this idea of code switching, right?
100%.
When we are switching identities and switching environments, and the fact that our identities also, of course, adapt to those environments. So I'm very glad you mentioned that. I know that this is going to resonate with a lot of students. So we are studying 13, 14 theories during the semester. And at the end of the semester, I'm asking you, the students, to choose one theory that you want to explore more in details. Can you tell me what you decided to explore, and the reasons why?
Yeah. So I've always been super interested in education,
Yeah,
um, especially like I see its value, especially from an early learning perspective.
yeah,
So I'll be studying critical pedagogy, which is
hmm,
this educational philosophy that sort of empowers students to think about their education in a wider social context.
yeah,
So I'll be examining how this theory and philosophy influences students to develop a sort of critical consciousness that
hmm,
allows them to question the social and political elements that shape our
yeah,
society today.
yeah, yeah. Very good. And so to summarize all of this, students are always asking me also when they take the course, why is that useful? Why should I take this course? According to you, why do you think it's important to study critical theory?
Yeah, I think it's really great background and it just kind of allows you to think bigger. Um,
Yeah.
I also think these are just really great topics to bring up in conversation and to
Hmm.
kind of give yourself like the literacy and the vocabulary to have conversations with your peers
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
also in, educational settings. So I think it's just a really great foundation to have regardless of what it is that you'll be studying in your
Mhm.
MLA program.
Mhm. Thank you so much. Adrian, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today. I am sure this conversation is going to be very inspiring to our students. And so, to everybody who's watching and listening, I just want you to stay tuned for our next episode, which is coming up in 2 weeks from now. Thank you so much, Adrian, and see you very soon.
Of course, thanks for having me.